career is overrated, the individual is underrated. What do I mean? Every individual makes his or her careers. Do something because you are passionate about it.
Right.
Your chat GPT or co-pilot cannot be a political consultant. Arjuna, you have to emancipate your mind.
So speaking of perception and political branding, including me, the young people who live and breathe politics every day, who love politics but don't want to actually go and join politics or be a politician, for them, sir, a real career option, I think, will be political strategy, campaign consulting, and policy analysis, electoral analysis, like you do, sir. So, what's overrated and what's underrated, and what actually matters in this career line for a 21-year-old like me?
The career is overrated, the individual is underrated. What do I mean? Every individual makes his or her careers. It's your passion, it is your interest, it is your drive, it is your enthusiasm which make a career of what you want. My point to young people is, don't chase something because it is fashionable to chase it.
Right.
Don't chase something because the bandwagon effect is there. Everybody is doing that. Do something because you are passionate about it.
I hear you, sir.
And I'll expand on that for a minute or two. In 1982, when I looked at studying Indian politics, it was at that point of time fashionable to study international relations. And all good researchers were doing that. I would like to look at politics of India. I would like to look at elections. And I chose that field. And I was the only one in my group who chose that field. And I believe I had a passion for that field. So, be it all the fields you just now mentioned, being a political consultant, being a policy consultant, being a campaign consultant, being a media consultant, all these fields, they are the professions of tomorrow. But it's not the profession that makes you, it is you who make that profession important. And each of those fields are very, very fertile fields for work to be done. They are fields which will expand in the days to come.
Right.
Your chat GPT or co-pilot cannot be a political consultant.
You have to go on.
Your chat GPT and all the allied things cannot make you a strategy consultant.
Right.
It cannot tell you what is the best method in X or Y campaign. Every campaign is different.
Right.
And that's unfortunately something that ChatGPT will not be able to forecast to us. Forgive me for saying this. Intelligence should not become artificial. I'm just switching AI to IA.
Right.
Intelligence should not become artificial. And I hope I don't get my neck cut for saying this. Stupidity should not become natural. Intelligence should become natural. Because it's only that natural intelligence of people which will make them... Now, if you were to go to ChatGPT and give an answer and he were to do that, 500 more can do it like you.
Very true. Very true. Thanks.
But if you apply your mind and write the answer, the other 499 cannot do that. That's the point for me. These are all careers where I'm not therefore saying don't go to ChatGPT or all that. I'm saying that only gives you the basics. From there, you need to move forward and you may not need to do introductory work. That ChatGPT helps you with. But then, in all those fields, you need to apply your intelligence at the end of the day. That's what takes you forward.
Right, sir. We're glad to tell you, sir, that among my friends, we often discuss these things, that creativity should flow just like a river. artificial intelligence or chat GPT should not break that flow. And we are, like someone said to me, that I said, we are the future of Bharat. He said, no, you are Bharat. So that
true.
one
Very
line
Very true.
caught me.
Very true.
Listening to you, sir, I had many questions written, but listening to you, almost all of the questions you have just answered in a flow, and I'm hearing you, sir. Just to go one or two questions more, sir. About democracy, I was reading this one book, The Burden of Democracy. There's, I won't say a trend, but people usually discuss this. That do voters today genuinely feel they are choosing, or are we stuck in the best of the worst options available?
You have referred to a work of somebody I greatly respect, Pratap Bhanu Mehta,
Yes.
who wrote this book, Burden of Democracy, I think sometime around 2003, which is nearly before you were born. So more than 22 years ago. Pratap raises certain very, very critical points in that book. He says, we brought in democracy in a country with a high rate of illiteracy,
Right.
with tremendous poverty. But as Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first president of India, said, that was an article of faith in the people of India. And I think we have time and again proved there is a difference between literacy and intelligence. Sometimes literate people are not very intelligent. And sometimes illiterate people have that earthly sense of intelligence.
Right.
So I think I would go with Dr. Rajendra Prasad, what he said, that it was an article of faith in the people of India. But what Pratap actually hints at in that book is the social inequality that continues in India and the collapse of values and the absence of a sense of responsibility in the political class is what he laments as the challenge of democracy. And there, I would fully agree with him that yes, there are these dilemmas of democracy. And I draw your attention to his latest speech. He gave an endowment lecture recently. He said, we are facing a crisis of democratic subsistence. How do you make democracy's subsistence possible?
Can you explain it?
And he used three terms for that. He said, the continued poverty in the country, in segments of the society, the continued authoritarian streak. And it's not just talking about politics. At the family level, the continued authoritarian streak. In society, the continued authoritarian streak. In the economy, continued authoritarian streak. And finally, he added a new thing which he did not talk of in 2002, which is the ecological devastation that we are likely to face. So he refers to these three as the crisis of democratic subsistence. So I think India is an important test case. Bharat is an important test case of how, with poverty and with backwardness and with illiteracy, we have been a functioning democracy. But also we need to improve the quality of that democracy. And I think these three pointers which he gave and what our Prime Minister has been emphasizing as part of Viksit Bharat, our goal for 2047, you see,
Right.
that we need an India which is Viksit.
Right.
And I will end this by quoting a famous phrase from the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was in a dilemma.
So?
Should I fight with my uncles, my cousins, my guru? What am I doing? Fighting a war with all of them. Lord Krishna turned around to him and just used one phrase. Arjuna, you have to emancipate your mind. You are fighting a war for justice, for dharma, and you need to emancipate your mind. If our Viksit Bharat dream has to be met, do we in Bharat have to emancipate our mind and get away from Western paradigms of thinking?
Agreed.
That's the emancipation of the mind is, I think, something all of us of the older generations will look to in the newer generation which is coming. And I see that in my classroom. I have been Even now, I go into my classroom to understand the pulse of the new generation. And I see that. The desire to break from ways of thinking and put forward your own way of thinking. That I think is something I'd like to salute the new generation for.
Thank you so much, sir. Just one last question, for like a personal question, maybe. I'm very much interested in political consultancy, but there's a dilemma I always question myself with, that how do you stay intellectually honest after decades of studying something as chaotic and emotional as Indian democracy? How do you stay neutral with all the things happening around, fake news, narratives, everything over?
Emancipation of the mind means, and is that voice within you still powerful? Do you listen to that voice within you which tells you no? Do you listen to that voice within you which tells you, wait a moment, are you doing the right thing? And I often ask myself, especially in today's social media world, am I being inconsistent in what I say to suit what is needed in a given point of time?
Right.
Mahatma Gandhi put it very well.
Yes, sir.
I am always consistent with the truth. Thank you, sir. As it appears to me at a given point of time. So, am I consistent with the truth as I perceive it? Or have I silenced that voice within me, which then convinces me that no, what I'm doing is correct? When you lie down at night to sleep, does that voice ask you, did you really do the right thing today? One of the biggest compliments I have got from my students is, one day after a television program, a student sent me a message, sir, I watched your program. I said, thank you. Sir, it was a brilliant analysis. Thank you. Sir, one problem. I said, tell me. I cannot make out from that interview that you gave whether you support X party or Y party. I said, then my job is done. If my personal party preferences are not revealed in my analysis as a student of politics, my job is done. I said, thank you for saying that, because that proves to me that I have been dispassionate in my analysis. And therefore, people across political parties come to me and ask me, Dr. Shastri, tell us what is the situation, because we know you will not tell it to us with a party bias.
That is all.
Now, can you keep your head up and say, I am showing a mirror to you for what you are talking about? Now, are you being true to yourself? Because others may believe whatever you say, but do you believe, does your inner voice tell you that you have done the right thing? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
With that note, sir, thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and I can't express in words. Thank you so much for joining in us. This was the first episode of Chanakya Fellowship in Social Sciences podcast, and it has been a great start. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best, and wish all your classmates the best in all that they pursue.
Thanks
and I look forward to hearing about the success of all of you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.